Hi everyone, Keith here. Good evening. Hope everybody's having a great day, enjoying life. Just basically wanted to talk to everybody tonight and put an apology out there to my younger generation. I would like to apologize for my forefathers, and though they knew what they were doing, they somehow managed to progress towards the point we are today. Somewhere along the line, I don't know if anyone's figured it out yet or not, but someone made a mistake and let the wrong people in, whether it be the people of the American nation that are not standing up to their job. I apologize for that. I think that's a large part of it. People getting complacent in letting somebody else take care of their responsibilities and believing that they, in good faith, are doing exactly what they're supposed to when they haven't. And so tonight I want to talk to everybody about the birth certificate and the presumption that is implied by that instrument. The presumption that is implied by the birth certificate is that you are a 14th Amendment citizen of the United States. That presumption is implied in every court throughout America because every court is run by the United States. People need to understand the differences between all these terms and understand that the United States, there's 3, 4, 5 different terms defined by United States. Those are two words that they use as a term that is then has a different definition than a previous term, depending on the symbols used in each term. Understand, they're not using common English. They're using a foreign language. And so when you are born and you're given this birth certificate, like I said in one of my previous videos, it is a fraud. You have co-creators, a mom and a dad. And if that dad is not party to anything that goes on in regarding the development of a structured trust or corporation, Andrew Ferguson, what everyone is a corporation. No, everyone is not a corporation. Everyone has a corporation that is constructed, a trust constructed in the form of a corporation, a subcorporation of the United States. And that is why they presume the implication that you are a 14th Amendment citizen. It's because your mom developed this trust without the full knowledge, wit, and intent, her own self, as well as without the full knowledge, intent, and wit of the dad. Now, how two other people, a member of the state from the registrar's office and a doctor, get together and convince this mom to sign a trust development contract is all done through fraud. Every last bit of it. Whether it's intentionally done or not, it makes no difference. It is still a fraud. And I apologize to my younger generation for the fraud that continues to this day, because we still have people caught up in the cognitive dissonance, the complacency, the comforts of giving up their responsibilities to another party and trusting that they know what they're doing when doing so. When you don't. There's so many things that because of the comforts of today that we don't struggle to find out, because we're too comfortable with driving around in a nice motor vehicle. We'll call it a motor vehicle. Yeah, I got a new motor vehicle. I don't ever hear anybody tell me they got a new motor vehicle. Hey man, I got a new car. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. So again, I apologize to my younger generation for our forefathers and our predecessors, the people that are currently living today. I apologize to you for your parents, your own mom and dad's ignorance. You know, I tried to talk to my mom and dad about their ignorance one time, and it went to shit pot. They ended up telling me, fuck you, the police are your authority. You know, if you're so caught up in all of your own knowledge that you don't think you're ignorant, you're probably a narcissist. Or you're caught up so deeply in the cognitive dissonance and the complacency, the comforts of living in the way that you wish to live and think everybody else should live that same way. That's your ignorance. You have to understand that if you're going to put your responsibility to take care of your own children on someone else, then you're fucking your own children. You know, if you knowingly put out this birth certificate with an estate and giving the state the position of trustee rather than yourself, you're saying that the state can raise your child better than you can. So if you actually want to develop a trust for your child, for your offspring, for your heirs, then you develop that trust between mom and dad and the state. Those should be your three parties in that trust. Not a mom, a state registrar, and a state doctor. Because they're not going to take care of your children except when you come crying to the hospital, and they're going to ask for that Social Security number and hit your birth certificate. Because you're having them take your responsibility of taking care of your child. Understand this, kids. And I say kids, you're all children of your creators. You're all kids, you're all offspring of your creators until you die. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you're no longer a kid. I don't mean it in a derogatory term. Understand that that birth certificate is a trust developed by the wrong three people. If you're going to develop a trust for your heirs, your offspring, then mom and dad should get together with a banker, knowing the banking laws, and set up a trust for their heir. But when you do it through a birth certificate, you're making a 14th Amendment citizen of the United States. Or Inky, you're making a, I don't know what the amendments are over there, but you're making a citizen of a corporation. And then the corporation says that because you entitled them with that title, that they now have custody, guardianship, trusteeship of your children. If you want to give your trusteeship of your children up, go ahead. But I'm telling you, you're making a grave mistake against the livelihood and the life of your children, of your offspring, of your heirs. You're totally giving them up to a fictitious corporation as slaves. So again, like I said, I apologize to my younger generation, for I knew not what I did, for my predecessors knew not what they did. And as time goes by and everybody keeps omitting little bits here and there, we keep forgetting what we're doing. We keep refusing to get up off the couch in our comforts and go that extra step and read things so that we can comprehend them ourselves without having to go through the complicated mess that I'm going through now at 51 years of age now. And I'm trying to correct a status that could have very well been done when I was born. So again, I tell you people, if you're going to certificate your children, your offspring, your heirs, if you're going to develop a trust for your heirs, then do it correctly. Mom and dad and a banker to set up the trust. I believe it would be a banker. That's your commerce side. But you would be wise to learn the UCC codes and the structures of different trusts so you know what kind of trust to develop. depending on what kind of offspring you have. Is it going to need medical help? Is it fully healthy and capable of surviving with its general parental care as needed? These are the responsibilities that we have to start informing our younger generations of. These are the responsibilities that come so much more with than just signing a name. When you're signing these documents, you have to know. You have to have wit. And you have to have intent. If you don't know what you're doing, then what's to say what your intent is? So let's start with intent and go from there. And then become fully knowledgeable so that we have the wit to rebut the falsities, the fiction, the fraud. Every time you sign your name, you're committing a fraud, most likely. Because you don't know, you don't wittingly, and you don't intentionally. Because you just do it out of habit. Anyway, I just wanted to put a quick apology out there. It's time to get our asses in gear as adults, whether you're 18 years old or 60 years old, and find out whether you're a United States citizen, a United States citizen, a United States citizen, an American citizen, an American national, a state citizen, a state national, a man, because these are all terms that other people use and try to put and define myself as, and I am none of them. I assure you, I am not a national. My Father, my Creator, says I am to have dominion over this earth. He never once anywhere said any kind of border. Said nothing of nationality. So for my documentation, I have to use their words and terms to put their aspect, their presumption of who I am in the right category according to their set of books, their set of knowledge. Anyway, again, I apologize to my younger generation for not having the motivation to step up when I was younger, when I knew there was something wrong. I was too comfortable in the things that I had. Because believe you me, the way I live today is totally different than the way I lived when I was younger. There was a day I was meeting all kinds of interesting folks. I've met Sylvester Stallone, Tina Turner, John Elway, numerous players on the Minnesota Vikings, Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs, Jerry Lee Lewis, Herman's Hermits, Jeannie C. Riley. If you remember Green-Eyed Lady by Sugarloaf, I've got the phone number of a guy that I call every year. He's the bass player for that one-hit wonder. And the B-side was "Don't Call Us, We'll Call You." But despite all my life and having the things that I wanted, I don't have any regret to where I'm at today. I have a greater base of knowledge. The only thing I can think of possibly regretting is that I didn't make certain moves when I was younger, such as opening the books and packing my head full of knowledge instead of fear. I've got 32 years in my adulthood, 33 now, of packing in fear. It wasn't until too long ago I started getting rid of all that fear, because I came to a realization of who I am and who my authority is. So, understand, once again, for all you adults out there having babies, if you're going to develop a trust for your heirs, please do it correctly. Do not do the United States birth certificate. If you want to certificate your child and give them an estate to become an heir to, then do it right in correctly establishing the right kind of trust. You do not have to do it according to the United States and make 14th Amendment citizens. Period. Get over the fear. They threaten you with jail time for not vaccinating your children and this and that. It's because you gave them custody. You gave them guardianship. They are the trustee through that birth certificate. Done properly, you don't give anybody dead fucking squat. You keep that trusteeship yourself as mom and dad. Period. Child support wants to come knocking on your door, tell them to fuck off. Fuck you. These are my heirs. Anyway, God bless all. I love you. That's all I got. Have a great night.